Welcome to Math Part 2. Do not do this unless you completed Math Part 1. So Math Part 1 was all this good stuff. So if you didn't do Math Part 1 yet, go back and do Math Part 1 because you're not really going to understand what's happening in Math Part 2. If you're ready for Math Part 2, all right, you want to find the next blank spot in your notebook. I have one right here. All right, this is a little follow-up from what we did earlier. Describe plane shapes. Plane shapes are like 2D figures. They're not 3D. They're like found on the page, right? They're not popping off the page like in 3D. All right, this says, write how many line segments the shape has. Okay, so they're going to give us the answer to this first one. So what is a line segment, remember? Endpoint, connect the dots. So that's one line segment. That's two line segments. A line segment has two endpoints, in case you're wondering out there. That's a line segment, and this is a line segment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 line segments. Okay. So I guess in our notebook, we'll just write down 4. Number 1, let's get the ball rolling. 4. Okay, here we go. Number 2, how many line segments does that figure have? Let's all look at the figure. You could pause if you want to pause. Count up your line segments. Check it out. It's 1, 2. So a line segment is made up of 2 points. So this point and this point make up a line segment. 3. This is another line segment. It's 4. Here that's 5, and that's 6. It should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So line segments are basically like the sides, right? But they have to be straight sides. No curvy pieces. So 6 sides. So 6 line segments. If I go back to my notebook, that's number 2. What do we say? 6? So 6. I guess we'll go back and put down line segments for both of them. Line, segments, line, segments. Okay. So now we're going to move on to number 3. Here we go. All right. Write whether the shape is open or closed. Aha. Number 3. Is that open or closed? Hopefully you guys see open because there's an open spot right there. I can get inside there. That's open, right? Remember, if I have an endpoint here, I have to get back to the endpoint, and they didn't do that. So number 3 is open. Open shape. All right, open shape. Let's go to 4. All right. Is that open or is that closed? Open or closed? Open or closed? Hopefully you guys can see this is a closed shape because you can't get inside it anywhere. If you start here and trace the figure, you definitely get back to the beginning. So that is a closed shape. Number 4, closed shape. All right, here we go. All right, 5. Carl wants to show a closed shape in his drawing. Show and explain how to make the drawing a closed shape. All right, so draw this in your notebook. Basically, the guy started making a rectangle, and then he stopped making the rectangle. Obviously, all you gotta do is close up this one side, right? Yeah. So for number 5, all you gotta do, be like Carl, start making the rectangle, right? And if you want to make it a closed shape, all you gotta do, boom, connect that line segment right there, right? Connect it up, and you're good to go. All right. Number 6, the shape of a fish pond at a park is shown below. Is the shape open or closed? Open. It's definitely closed, right? Because you can't get inside anywhere. It's definitely closed. If you put a point right here, and if you trace the figure, do you get back to the beginning? You do. So that is a closed shape on 6. Number 6 is closed. Closed shape. All right. Ooh, 7. I like this one. Draw an open shape and a closed shape. Label your shapes. Ooh, this looks like a fun one, you guys. So for 7, you have to draw an open shape and a closed shape. It's pretty easy. So closed shape. I mean, basically, you can just draw a square. That's a closed shape, right? I put a C. C will stand for closed. Open shape, basically draw a square but leave off one line segment, right? You leave off one line segment, now it's open. See? Closed versus open. Yeah. You want another example? If I draw a heart, that's closed. That's a closed shape, right? If I drew half of a heart, it's definitely open. You guys see the difference? All right, here we go. We're moving on. So that was, all right, we're halfway done. Believe it or not, we're halfway done. Here we go. How many line segments does this shape have? All right, pause the video maybe. Count up the line segments. All right, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you guys get 5? Did you get 5? I got 5. What number is this? 8. 5 line segments. 5 line segments. All right, here we go. Oh, that was number 1, by the way, wasn't it? Yeah, we started over at 1. It doesn't matter, you guys. 1 doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Number 2. What is part of a line has one endpoint and continues in one direction? All right, so this is number 2 in your notebook. What is part of a line has one endpoint? So it has one endpoint. There you go. And continues in one direction. So it has one endpoint and it continues in one direction. What was that word? Is that a line? A line segment or array? Which one? A line segment or array? A line has 2 arrows. This has 1 arrow. A line segment has no arrows. That's a line segment. That's array. All right, here we go. Where are we going now? We got 4 left. What multiplication sentence does the array show? All right, pause the video. I need a multiplication. So blank times blank equals blank. If you want to pause and figure that out real quick. This is number 3. So write down 3 in your notebook. So we count our rows go across. So 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. So it's going to be 4 times, how many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 8 equals, so what's 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8? Or what's 4 times 8? Or you can just sit here and pause the video and count up all the squares. Or you can wait for me to give you the answer. Aha. Count by 8s. 8, 16, 24, 32. Anybody get 32 out there? Make sure you mark your notebook. Number 4. What is the unknown factor and quotient? So 9 times what is 27? You guys remember the 9's trick? So you start with 0, 9. This side you're going to count up the 9. This side you count down the 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here you count down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And this is your 9s. So we have 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90. Okay. So 9 times what is 27? 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3. 9 times 3. So So in your notebook, you're going to write 9 times 3 equals 27, and then 27 divided by 9 equals 3. So make sure your notebook has that. 2 more. What fraction is equivalent to 4/8? So we did this in school. 4/8. So 4/8 is, they're showing 4 pieces are colored in, right? Out of the 8. So if you look at this picture, what do we color in? How many pieces is broken into? If I do this, you guys should see there's a top half, right? And there's a bottom half. So I could break that into 2 halves, and the top piece is shaded in blue. Isn't that true? Isn't half the pizza colored in? Yes, it is. So that's a half, or 4 pieces out of 8, or top numbers are 4, so I count by 4. 4, 8, 8. Bottom numbers are 8, I can count by 8s. 8, 16. That was one of those tricks we learned in class. But if you want to go with half, that's good for me. Half the pizza is covered in. Last one. Mr. McTavish has 30 students from his class going on a field trip to the zoo. He put 6 students in each group. How many groups of students will he make? So he has 30 students divided by 6 kids to a group. How many groups does he need? Count by 6s to 30. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. It's 5. How many groups? So he needs 5 groups. All right, make sure this is all filled out inside your notebook. And I'm going to ask you one question to see if you got this all done, you guys.